So we've been talking a lot about the need for us to engage the community more in our reconfiguration conversations, and especially if you are going to end up running a bond. And I think it's probably important that we come up with a format on what we would like a steering committee to look like, how we're going to engage those people, how we're gonna choose those people, what kind of people, in a diverse, a concept on how we're gonna do that. So I had suggested to you guys in the past that you want a big enough group, but you don't want too big. You get too many people and it's not productive, but you don't wanna not have enough people where it's not representative enough. So I suggested 5 people from each of our communities, from Carbondale, Scranton, and Overbrook, as well as 2 to 3 staff members from each school, an administrator from each school, and then a board rep from each town. If the entire board wants to be on the steering committee, we can do that. We will just, anytime we have a steering committee meeting, need to call a board meeting every time. Or you can have representatives from the board come be on the steering committee and then they report back to the board. So those are different formats. However you want to do it is fine with me. Those are just some recommendations. And then do you want to have an interest form concept where we put out an interest form? I could put that out to the public. People could sign up. I could get a list of names. We could also add some of our own names that you want. And then we break it down to representative groups based on business owners, just community members, parents, however you want to, whatever concept you want to go with.
Well, I feel like at the last special meeting, we already had some citizens that showed interest, that
Sure.
cared enough to show up and give their comments, so I would reach out to them for one, I think,
Sure, yep,
right?
Yeah,
yeah, and then put them on the list if they want to, and if they don't want to.
have to, I would
Yeah,
say that they
sure.
should be invited, because they've
Yeah.
already showed interest.
Do we
I
include
need to make
anybody
sure I
that
know
joined
who they
virtually?
are. What?
Do we include those that would join virtually? I mean, I just say that because 5 o'clock was a
yeah,
tough time.
it was tough.
There were folks that made it, and I think that
Yeah.
would be my prioritization as well. But if there are folks that were able to get online, I think if we could somehow capture that audience as well.
Do we know though? Can you see that, Andy?
Not the who, I can tell you about how many.
Okay.
I can't tell you what.
Well, they're probably listening right now. I mean, if you're interested, please let us know, right?
So
Yeah,
I
no,
could, what I
absolutely.
could do is, that's what I'm saying, like an interest form, I could
Yeah.
put out some communication and say, if you are interested in serving on a committee, here's kind of what we're looking for, we're looking for 5 people from each community. We can do the same with staff, administration, and then get names, and then we can go through.
And we can't have 1,000 people, so we do.
Of course, yeah, we'll have to narrow it down, so you guys tell me some, that's what I'm looking for, is have some guidance on what you want your format to look like. Do you want the recommended, or do you wanna do more?
I think these are good
I
starting
think that's a
numbers.
good
start.
Parents and community members, the same group of people, because you could have the group of each, specifically parents
What's
with
the
current kids, and community members that aren't also parents.
Sure.
Like those
Yeah.
are 2
So-
different perspectives.
And I apologize. What the goal or the objective of the steering committee is to assist with guiding which plan?
My recommendation would be
desires,
that
or-
since your last board meeting, you guys really spoke about 2 campuses and 1 campuses, that you take those 2 ideas to the steering committee and see where we're at, if you wanna take more ideas than that to them. But I think it is to really get an understanding of where the community's at with the representative group, get that feedback, take that into play. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your guys' decision where you want to go and what direction you want to move towards. But I think if you're gonna ask taxpayers for a bond to vote on things, I think you need to go out and get their feedback and their opinions. I think that's valuable for them to understand what we're looking for and why, and gather some of that feedback. And then whoever we decide to go with for our partnerships, they then work with those steering committees as well, on a variety of things. So, they work through those processes when we hire people to do that for us if we decide to move forward with the bond.
So I think ultimately we need people that are in favor of doing the reconfiguration, right? Because these are the people that are going to help put it out there and try to help us
But
pass
that's
a
not
potential bonds.
seeing what the community supports.
Yeah, that
That's
is
getting
it.
a select group of
Yeah,
people that are
that's-
behind something, right? That's why I asked what the
Totally
purpose is. I don't think
Yeah.
5 people or parents
Well, we've
from
done
each
that though.
community. We held some town halls, but they were kind of pie in the sky and what do you think? I think if you were to take the Post-it notes and go through just I went to one and got notes, I went to two, excuse me, Carbondale in high school, and I think K-8 was the majority, besides one campus, right? And we know the feasibility of that, right? So that's why I asked the purpose. I'm not saying I'm against the steering committee, but I want to be clear of, hey, this is the game. This is what the board wants and thinks is two campus or one campus, right? Whatever's decided, or 3 or 4, or whatever we decide. And how receptive are they to us saying a 2-year or a 2 campus with a 20-year plan or whatever is different than saying, hey, let's go find folks that are in favor of it.
Well, I thought that was the point of the steering committee. I thought that's what HTK was talking about. Get a steering committee of people who are going to help you.
I mean, I feel like maybe as a board, then we need to come up with options to present to the community and see what they think. I mean,
Yeah, and I think the
Or
steering
we
committee
have-
can evolve into some different things, so I think at first you're going out to gather the feedback and whatnot, and then I think we are steering towards, are we doing 2 or 1? So I think-
HTK did present it how
Yes.
Stephanie is saying, 100%, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what we're talking about seems to be a little bit different as far as our goals, right? From what HTK was saying. It seems like what we're talking about is still almost like the town hall thing.
Yeah, I feel like if we're bringing people in that are no, like what's the point? We're still at square one. Like, aren't we trying to move forward? We need people that are
We don't
on
even know what
board.
we're presenting to them.
Well, we need people on board that are gonna go, I mean, haven't we decided we're going 1 or 2 campuses?
But if we
I
go
don't
out
know.
there,
So we need
Any
people.
decisions at all yet.
I mean, if we go out there and the
No.
community's like, no, I'm not doing that or that, then I feel like,
But I think their input's still valuable.
No, I agree.
Why is it
Yeah.
that
Oh,
they
yes.
don't want that?
Oh, I
I say,
agree.
one
Is there
step at a
certain
time,
things that
put it out, see who's
sway
interested.
you?
Yeah, I think Sue's interested, but
Yeah,
I guess
Sue's
to Amy's point, I think we probably need to decide sooner rather than later, what do we want? What is
I
our
agree.
vision?
Well, that's what I'm
and
saying,
what is our, and I don't think we're there. I don't
I
think
feel
we
like
have.
we've given the community
Do you wanna wait
plenty of
till we then meet
opportunity to
with,
tell us. that-
get our questions answered and they bring all that back to us?
Well,
'Cause I,
that's probably where I'm different. I feel like HTK, everything they do costs us money, not that I'm against them, but I think we need to have more of a direction, so we say, this is what we want and this is where we want it. And then we get them back involved.
Sure.
There's no sense in them coming in here, we have a special meeting for 2 hours, answer questions, and nothing.
We're still up in
And
the
we're
air
still in
about
the
it.
same spot we are today, right? I mean, we get a committee, whether we have to make decisions or the committee gets answers, now we have something, and if it's, because there's no sense in them drawing up 2 campus and, what is it, 1 campus and 2, or whatever. No sense in them working on both when we're gonna go with one of the options. Does that make sense?
and I sent them all that,
We're just
because
paying
because some of our questions were that, so I did
Well, but
send
I
them
think
some of
also
that.
what we need answered though is, because we talked about longevity and how we're gonna get there though too.
Mhm.
Right, so that was one of the points that we made, was to bring them back in, answer these amount of questions. I know it costs us money every time they come back in, but how are we going to know kind of longevity plan if we don't have X, Y, and Z answered? I guess is my thought on it.
I felt like we had some questions
I
too
kinda feel like
that
if
we
you're running
need,
a bond,
like,
I mean, maybe this
is
is
there
where.
even the space? Do we actually
Right, exactly,
know
like how
for
can,
sure we have the space for
We can make it happen.
a 2 campus, we're
Mhm.
gonna add on
Right.
up there, is it really in that
Is
spot
it
that we
feasible?
visualized, or does that have to be
because I feel
somewhere
like we
else, and
still are
is it
gonna need those
sustainable?
questions answered before
We can present.
we can
anybody's
present
options.
anything, and I thought that was that was my take home point from our special meeting, was that we were going to have them come back in with those questions
Yeah,
that we
and
have
I
listed
sent them
out.
all, and
And so they could give us a more detailed, better answer. But again, that was my take home on it, I don't. Because I feel like we're just gonna keep spinning our wheels otherwise.
It is, feels like a revolving.
yeah, I feel like until we know those answers, I'm not willing to. I mean, I don't even know what to tell the public, because
Mhm.
even if we
Right.
want a 1 campus, but we don't have.
But we don't have the
Yeah, if we
answer
don't
of
have
how
the
to
real
get
Then it
there.
doesn't matter. what I
Because
want.
if we're talking
We don't want one real
longevity,
bad.
how's the steps that we're gonna get there?
We can't do nothing with it.
Right,
Water
exactly,
down.
then we may want it, but it's not possible.
Right.
So if they come in and answer the questions, like how long does it take them to do, like to scale?
Well, I've given them all these things, and they will be prepared with everything I've asked of them, and I sent them everything and more that we wanted. They gave me some dates that they are available for a special meeting. I recommend also bringing in our tax guys that are gonna talk to us about those implications, so you guys, I think that will help you decide also to or want or narrow that down. I know that, we've got some preliminary things, but they will also talk about, you know, what are some strategies on an election? How do you, they also will talk about, the campaigning, how that all looks with your steering committee, so, it's up to you, my recommendation is that we bring those two in together, we have 2 hours set aside to talk with them, in May sometime.
Yeah, I don't know how else we move forward.
I
We don't.
I
guess
don't
it's-
either.
And then you'll know also too, if we wanna move forward with them as well. I mean, make sure they've
Well-
satisfied you with the things you want from them. And they know that, I was very transparent, that I don't feel like we've gotten what we want. They want more, you know, is this within the scope of what we've already requested of you? Those types of things. And I do think they want to build trust with you. I think they want to have a partnership, so,
So we just
And
hold
they're-
off on the steering committee then until we meet with them and.
I mean, I could still be doing the back end of the steering committee, like putting out an interest form and
Right.
seeing who's interested in it, like, we're gonna start doing this maybe
I don't
once
think it would
school's
hurt.
out, it'd be a good time to start a steering committee, once school's out, I think the summertime, maybe we could,
I'm okay with that.
I wanna
have
know
some-
what, then explain to me who is going to be on this steering committee, like what is,
that is up to you. To me, a steering committee steers like, the steering is the piece of that, it steers you towards, your end goal, so I do believe absolutely supporters need to be on this. But I also think if you want some people that are just gonna have considerations and perspectives that we may not have, certain business owners,
Perhaps on the fence.
people who are landowners, people who have fixed incomes, parents, non-parents. I do think that can be part of a steering committee as well. And the more people learn about what this is and how it works, I think the less confusion we have then when we go to the ballot and vote for something. Like you educate people through this steering committee as well. And then you do have people on the fence that might be in support and others that may not. And sometimes maybe the ones that aren't, you just say, you know, you may not support us, but, you know, don't go out there and start a no campaign against us, you know, things like that. I think you're trying to really work the community into an effort to understand your vision and where you wanna go and why. I think that if we under communicate it and under educate about it, I think that's when we get ourselves in trouble, and then you get apathetic voters, no voters, and people that don't understand what we're trying to do.
right, yeah, everyone needs to understand for sure.
So. But at the end of the day, this is your guys' decision, however process you wanna use, I support whatever you wanna do, that's just, I still feel that you guys are not satisfied with the information you want from our architects. And I think it's important that they come back and finish that piece of the project for you, if that's what you want.
I agree, yeah,
I think we have too many things outstanding.
Okay.
Clarification.
And I'm fine with starting the.
Steering committee,
Steering
yes.
Yeah, but geared more towards what Stephanie was talking about.
Yeah,
As
so
far
behind the
as-
scenes, I can also start doing interest forms, putting out some communication. See if people will tell me they're interested, or I can reach out, obviously, the people that were all here, I can get names and contact information and see if any of them would be interested as well. And then get a big laundry list of people for you, try to allocate them to towns, so see if we've got some good representation. Maybe what kind of groups they would fall under, would we put them under a parent category, maybe a government official, local government, or whatever, doesn't matter, maybe they're part of an organization like Rotary or Lions Club, something like that, you know. Yeah. Okay, so we need a date then for a special meeting. Here's the dates from HTK, if you wanna write them down real quick. April 21 and 30. May 5th, 12th, I don't wanna say 14th, cause that's our regular meeting, I don't think that's enough time. 19, I also won't be here. 5, 12, 19, 20, 22, 26, and 27.
You can have state track and softball and stuff there in the May. Have you looked at dates up?
I have not, I haven't looked at anything.
I've got them on.
Is that the dates that they're available or?
Those are the dates they gave me
The
availability,
week of
yeah.
19th, isn't it?
No, the week of the 19th is
26th or
regionals.
27th,
Oh, 26th.
right?
No, 29th and 30th.
Oh, I'm in June.
Mhm.
I scrolled too many times. Yeah, the very end.
One of those days somewhere in there, I
So
think
yeah,
it's
the
3 lakes and
26th,
50.
27th would be out, I wouldn't.
Well, I
Oh,
feel like
26th is Memorial Day.
The meeting.
The 20th would be regionals.
To meeting.
Maybe we
I don't have my, I don't have time on there.
I don't have my phone.
Second Monday, right?
Yeah.
Three Lakes is the
Yeah.
second Monday of the 12th.
So the Three Lakes meet the golf.
May 12th would be out, that's 3 Lakes meeting.
Right, let's talk the issues of the- let's see.
5-5. Deanna Rose, oh, darn, I can't go to that.
Oh, it would be in the evening, you can still go.
No, I can't. Oh, 4/21 is a no school day, I don't.
The 30th, yes, it's a PD day.
Just 6
No, the
a.m.
20, April 21st is what I'm talking
6 a.m. on that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might not be in town, actually.
Cinco de Mayo.
When is over 21st?
Mm-hmm.
When you're bringing chips and.
Oh, we could have Cinco de Mayo, I feed you Cinco de
Yes.
Mayo, may I feed you? I'm good, I could do my, I could make food,
Well, that's great.
really good food.
Can you bring margaritas? Non-alcoholic, of course.
You might have to make decisions.
Your
Your decisions, all right?
Yes, yes to everything.
I'll get some real opinions.
No, they take care of you. Track, I don't know.
No, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
JV boys golf,
Let's do that.
JV baseball, and JV girls softball.
If you think that works.
Monday the 5th.
On the 5th, you said?
Junior High Track League here hosting golf at
It's not
Burlington.
on the 5th, right?
Yeah, on the 5th, we have Junior High Track League JV meet at Santa Fe Trail.
On May 5th?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's out.
and then JV softball at Carbondale, JV baseball at Overbrook.
Why is it?
I show May 8th, junior high league track at SFT.
Kyle, can you confirm?
I don't have that, I have JV boys golf, JV baseball, and JV softball.
No.
On May 5th, junior high league track, is
At
that
Osawatomie.
May 5th or May 8th?
There are two, there is there usually is a JV
Yeah,
and a
JV,
varsity.
yes.
That's why there's two.
So a chance to.
Junior High JV Track Regional, or League, sorry,
That's
League.
just not on
I
the
just got
calendar?
a text from
Yeah,
Mr. Henry, said they should just post the regional dates for everything and we'll get the calendar updated tomorrow. So that should help.
Good job,
Make
Mr.
this.
But this is junior high.
But where are you seeing,
Yeah, where do you, where's
Where
your
you- what
seats? Is
calendar
that
do
on
you have
the
access to
district
that?
calendar?
it is,
The special
she's
one.
got the juice and we don't.
I don't know, maybe this is old, I don't know why this is on my phone, it's pulling.
Do you
gonna
care about the
check the
interactive calendar on the
master.
website?
I do, but this is what's linking to the interactive calendar, but maybe I need to go out
On the
and.
website, it says you have JV
Track
boys
coach in the
golf,
room.
JV baseball, softball, and
Only
JV
we
girls.
can.
Okay, so you don't have track then?
Yeah.
Okay,
According
alright.
to the interactive calendar on the
Okay.
website.
That's what I was, yeah.
Okay, I don't know why it's
I
on my
showed 3
phone.
events and
That's good to know, maybe it's wrong, I don't know why my phone's pulling that.
Is or isn't on the
Is the
5th?
19th do better for anyone?
No, that might be a softball regionals. Ask Mr. Henry, real quick.
It is a projected date, but they give you 4. We don't
Yeah, they
usually
give you the
take
all week
4.
and we'll play 1 or 2 days.
It works better for me.
The 5th,
Unless it rains.
good for me.
And then you might have to play Thursday.
it's a Monday.
You get rained out.
I can do the first 3 dates you named. I cannot do any more because of softball.
Yes, May 8th, we do have track.
May 8th, but not May 5th.
No, not May 5th.
Thank you.
May 8th.
I think May 5th seems to be where you have
Sounds like.
the majority.
Can we wear sombreros?
May fifth,
6, 6 to
o'clock.
8. It's a 2-hour meeting, right?
Yeah, or we can start earlier if you want.
I think 6. I don't.
Let's do 6 to 8,
I don't
and then
want
we
to
cut
push
it
it
off.
too
at 8.
early for people to get here after work.
Sure.
I found.
How about I
Have
feed
community
you at
members?
5,
I think
feed
6.
you at 5 or 5:30.
You don't need to feed us, but
Oh,
I mean,
geez.
You don't want me to feed you?
I'll eat it, but I
I
don't.
mean, I'll always,
It's Cinco de Mayo, I think we should.
Alright, we'll do a Cinco de Mayo fiesta.
Stephanie will be here in somewhere bars.
Easy enough.
May 5th, 6 p.m. You need to vote? Motion?
6 to 8.
You don't? You need, you have to
No,
go
because
to-
I can just call me, right?
It's a special meeting.
What's that?
It's a special meeting.
We voted last.
We vote on it?
Can we make it 5:55 p.m.? Probably
We can
good.
call a special meeting if we had an
5, 5,
emergency,
and
but
5.
we don't.
5, 5:25, 5:55 p.m.
Yes.
I'm
Stop
okay
it,
with that.
I remember it.
It might be,
Yes, that was signing a waiver, right? We got to vote
that
on
might be a good one.
it. Okay, because you gotta go notice.
Right.
It's been a while, so I
That's
didn't.
right.
I'm gonna make a
Y'all
motion
listen
for a
to Bob
special
Spark
meeting
over
on
there.
May 5th at 6 p.m.
Alright, we have a motion,
I'll second.
second, all in favor? Alright.
Okay, and I'm going to invite HTK and Piper Sandler
Okay.
to the meeting. Okay.
Be here on 5, 25, at 5:25.
Alright.
Okay, I have one more question, I'm sorry. So you're gonna send out stuff to try to get steering committee, when will we expect this list of people by?
Well, I mean, as soon as I can get things in, so, that's kind of a guessing game, so we'll see what the interest level of participation. I'd like to set a goal that we know by the end of school year. Hopefully a good list of people that I can present to you by the June meeting, and then we start steering committees after that. Does that sound like a good goal?
Are you putting like an application on the district website?
Yeah, I'll probably put like
or-
a form out, and then I could put, Andy and I could talk about where to put it on the website that would be an interest, and then I could maybe just keep pushing it out, maybe every week in a newsletter and reminder, put it on Facebook, put it on the community pages. Do you have other formats you prefer that I do for connecting other
You're
avenues?
talking about like
I mean, I could put it in the
the
paper
Carbondale
too,
Overbrook,
I could put it in the paper if you want me to put it in
or
the
else how
paper.
do you get the non-school?
Yeah.
No,
I put it on What's Up Carbondale, Don't Overlook Overbrook's Great and Pride.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, sure.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
I could put it,
I think start there and then
I
see
could put it in the
Take
paper,
that
there's
one
people that read the paper still,
It's gonna spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people are using
Yeah.
in a social media.
But it's gonna go, it's gonna go one way or the other.
that sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
All right.